called Big Cat.
Dion.
Hey, Dion.
You ready for football?
I am.
It's another season, baby.
Pro Football Show.
All right, Dion. Showtime. Football is back.
Welcome back to the Pro Football Show presented by the Chevy Silverado. Chevy is the most awarded brand for the new vehicle quality, so it is no surprise the Chevy Silverado is back with unstoppable new interior for tailgating this football season. Week 2 of the NFL coming up right after the show is over. Dion, I'm just going to start with this because I never know when these records are going to change, and you've already got your hands in the air. You went 10-5-1 last week.
And I let him off the hook, really. I mean...
What are you, Denny Green?
No, Denny Crane. Okay, this is why I play. Denny Crane.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
You Denny Crane?
Who's Denny
Boston
Crane?
Legal?
No, I don't watch
You guys
Boston
never
Legal.
watched Boston Legal?
No.
I've never watched that. Yeah. So, Dion, you did win the week. Dave and Dan went 7-8-1. So I just feel like I knew it was going to come up, so I just wanted to lead the show off and let you brag a little bit.
I don't know what he means by let us off the hook. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I mean, come on. The Rams, that debacle. Green Bay went up to Minnesota, laid a darn egg. The Bengals aren't the Bengals. Now we're second guessing the quarterback now that we've given him all the glory and the honor and the praise. San Francisco took a dump in Chicago, and Tennessee. Come on, man. The Giants.
So just every game you lost.
Yeah.
The Rams got killed. Crazy. Green Bay got killed. Cincinnati could have won. I had Cincinnati. San Francisco looked like trash. In Tennessee, but we would have had those games too. So it's not like you let off the hook.
No, but I would have won like 14 games. Like I normally do. That's all I'm saying.
You couldn't have been more wrong about the Rams. They looked like garbage.
No, they didn't look like garbage. They didn't show up to play. It's almost like they were hungover at home, which I cannot believe. I really can't believe the way they performed. I really can't.
Yeah, it was definitely very surprising, but you did win the week, and you said you expected to do that, so we're going to keep track.
Yeah,
we are going to talk about it later in the show, but everybody did lose in week 1 of their primetime pick for the Survivor pool, but it's okay. Since everybody lost, we're going to wipe that clean.
And I can't speak to Dion. I thought you just couldn't lose. So I misunderstood the rules.
Yeah,
correct.
So if you tie, you thought that...
You have to win.
Yeah,
correct.
You have to
I
win.
misunderstood.
Ties are stupid.
Yep.
No, I'm with Dave on that. Like, we tied. We didn't lose.
No,
Correct.
but the official ruling of how a Survivor pool works, you have to win the game to
I didn't know
survive.
that.
Who made that?
Correct.
Everyone in
Yeah.
Vegas,
I
that's how the
didn't hear-
rules play.
I didn't know that.
We're not in Vegas. Facts. We're not in Vegas whatsoever.
And he also
I
doesn't...
think we should still be in it.
No.
I saw with Dion. I'm surprised. I thought, oof, we tied. I escaped.
No.
So
Right. I felt the same way. I'm just hearing this for the first time that we're eliminated by your friend to your left.
Yeah, but that's because he
It's
lost.
a Survivor pool. You have to you have to win the
And
game.
I'm still surviving.
No,
I've
you
survived.
aren't. You didn't win the game. You
By-
have to pick
I
a
didn't
winner.
lose.
You have to pick one
We
team
didn't
to
lose.
win.
We didn't lose.
we're going to have to have official ruling on this. You guys
We
can
didn't
think about
lose.
it. You can think about it because we're going to get to that at the end of the show. But I think officially in Vegas, it's a loss.
I'm fine.
Correct.
So
Correct.
we let Dan back in. That's what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
we all
Okay.
just watched.
That's the only thing we're talking about. That's all he's
Also,
doing.
no, let me just say one more point on my side. The Colts lost. The Texans won that tie.
No,
There's
they didn't.
always a winner and loser in a tie. The Colts lost.
Well,
No.
the Colts were down big late.
Yeah, I understand.
So they
But
started
they
as a
lost.
win. They went to a
No,
loss,
they
then
lost.
their win.
They
then
lost.
They cut the kicker.
Who's
for
happier
us.
about that? The
I don't think
Texans are
anybody.
walking
No, I
away
don't
being
think
like,
anybody.
oh,
I don't think
no,
anybody.
Lovey
Nobody's
played
happy.
for the tie.
Texans
Who's
had a
happy
big
with a
lead.
tie?
But he
Nobody.
played for
Who
a
ties
tie in
somebody
the
and say
end.
I'm happy?
I-
Who leaves the game on the tie and say I'm happy?
No, and not
Texans.
By the way,
anybody. Not even the fans.
Not to just talk, and I feel like I have to give these lessons because Dion's a coach, and Dan and I are game managers. We know how to
Yes.
manage a football game
course.
because Dion's been on the field, not on the sidelines. So we know probably more about game management
Correct.
In our pinky than Dion has whatever. But what they did in that game, and I've seen coaches do it, idiotic would be the word that I'd use for the Colts. You had a 4th and long situation with the Texans. If you call timeout, you make them punt instantly because you can't wind it down. That was crazy to me, and we've seen other times. And to be honest, the Texans, I don't know who called the timeout. They could have run it down and then gone for it and left no time. Bad clock management. Again, I have asked Dion many times, you can only lead a horse to water. You can't force him to drink. That he should have a direct line to me and Dan during his games.
But they won't allow us to get on the phone. You're exactly right. See, the thing about it, when you're in it, so many things are going through your mind. You got to have a guy next to you that can look at it objectively from the other side as well, because you're thinking one thing, and you need somebody to say, okay, this is probably better.
Here's the question.
If you want to give me that, I will fly and sit in your coach's box, and I'll be your guy. I just need you have to tell me. I don't want to talk to your son. I don't want to talk to Aikman when he's on the sidelines. I don't want to talk to Wallow and Gilly. I want to be in your ear. If I have an earpiece in your ear, I will be there every week for you.
I got you. I got you. But you can't tell me every week if it's 4th and 2 and we have 30 to go for it. You can't go for it.
Well, you're talking about the opponent's 30 because that's prime punting zone for you.
Right. You can't say go for it. Like if you were in the ear of the coach for the Broncos, you probably would have told him, hey man, come on. You got to go for it. You got a $245 million quarterback.
Yes.
You got to go for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
So you guys, if you were allowed to do that,
I'll tell you what Twitter's saying. I'll be like, Twitter's killing you right now. You got to go.
You should definitely give Dave a call.
Yeah, I like that. I would do that.
Okay.
I believe that he would be honest and tell me.
I would.
I can't have you being honest and thinking about the bet at the same time.
No, I won't touch your game. But it honestly, it's timeout, clock management, what's going on, challenge. Who's your challenge guy?
Well, I really don't think we get challenges in college.
You don't?
We could tell him to give us another replay.
Yeah, it's it's a weird. It's not like a flag.
They don't.
It's not like a flag.
But if you called timeout, couldn't you say to the ref, maybe you take a look at this one?
Yeah,
it's not.
They have to do it. Upon the rules, they have to look at it objectively anyway. They have to replay it anyway.
You could be the guy that's in his ear, like make sure they do.
Call timeout. Let them roll the replay.
Right. Yeah. Make sure that they get a replay of it. So if that ever changes, Dave will be in your ear.
That's this fucking schedule.
There you go.
Okay. Let's get to the storyline games of the week. It's a new season with new expectations, and the storyline games are brought to you by the Chevy Silverado. Commanding unstoppable, the Silverado is the ultimate tailgate flex this football season. Let's start with the Tampa Bay Bucks at the New Orleans Saints. Last week, Dave, we talked a lot about Tom Brady, and I know you think the Cowboys are the worst team in the NFL.
I put $150,000 on the Cowboys. I loved them. I thought they were going to win. One of the more frustrating experiences in my 45 years of life I've had to sit through. I don't know what happened. And I know Amari Cooper gone, Gallup gone.
Yeah.
But you have other guys who get paid. I don't know what to think. My whole world on the Cowboys. Dak Prescott stinks.
He's hurt now. So.
Well, but he stunk beforehand.
Yeah.
That was the
it was a terrible
worst
game.
Offensive performance. When I say he was throwing 5-yard passes, and you watch a game, and it's like, wow, they have to throw a perfect pass. The quarterback's getting hit as he lets it go, and everything works perfect, and you gain 3 yards. That was what the Cowboys looked like. They needed the perfect play to gain 3 yards. That was as bad as I've seen an NFL offense look in my life. I was right about Brady. If you told me before the game the Bucs are going to score 19 points, I was all right, I'll bet anything on it. They were out of sorts. They're going to be good. I was very nervous. I don't want to say nervous. I think the takeaway on the Bucs is that Julio Jones, to me, looked very, very good.
Which Dion did say.
Yeah, and that could be a very big problem for the rest of the NFL as we proceed. Having said all that, I think the Saints are going to win this game. I still think the Bucs are a little out of sorts. It's very Brady-like, by the way. He doesn't always start fast, and he is still going through things on the home front. Giselle unretired.
Yeah, but say she's back to modeling.
She tick for tack. Oh, you retired? I'm going to unretire.
She said it's my turn with the emphasis on my. It's like in all caps. It's my turn.
So shit's going down. The Bucs are going to be a Super Bowl contender, but I like the Saints even more that the Bucs won week 1. So I'm going to take the Saints here.
Dion, when you look at the Bucs too, and obviously the Saints won against the Falcons, and I mean, that game was kind of gross, but the Bucs with the first 5 trips into the red zone ended up having to kick field goals, only made 4 of them. Did that concern you watching Tom Brady at all?
Not whatsoever. I like a angry Tom. I really
mad.
like a Tom with dysfunction going on at the crib or whatever it is. I like that because you know what that does for an athlete? That makes them focus even more because they don't want to hear the bull junk about the personal life if the field life don't work out.
But
I like that.
But arguably, and that's my hypothesis on this off the field stuff, red zone, forget the off the field stuff, forget who's missing on the field, which is arguably the greatest tight end of all time.
Yeah, that's exactly
and a
right.
big time
You're right.
red zone target, Rob Gronkowski. So, that also is a factor.
That's a tremendous factor. But you know what? This is what they're going to do. Now that if Julio has proved himself and Brady can trust Julio, now you start to infiltrate him in the offense even more. I like the Bucs. The problem with this game is the Bucs traditionally do not play the Saints well in New Orleans, and that scares the heck out of me. But I'm going with the Bucs once again. I'm not crazy about the Saints offense. I love Jameis Winston. I love what he brings to the table. He's hilarious to me. But if I'm going to pick Brady over Winston over Brady, you lost your mind. I'm going with Brady.
Dan?
Both Hall of Famers. I'm taking the Saints. Dennis Allen, you just said, the Saints play him well. Dennis Allen obviously was the defensive coordinator, now the head coach for the Saints. I think that they always get up for Brady. They bother him a lot. I feel like if you close your eyes and think about Tom Brady in a Bucs uniform, it's been, obviously the Super Bowl, but it's been the Saints kind of kicking their ass. So
right.
I'm going to take the Saints, and I don't like the Jameis slander that you had. He had like 200 yards in the fourth quarter to bring his team back.
Yeah,
down 16 in the fourth quarter.
How did I slander him?
You said Tom Brady versus Jameis Winston. They're on the same level. They're both Hall of Famers. Do you know that there's do you know that Jameis Winston?
That's a good trap.
Jameis Winston, there's only one guy.
I'm not doing it. I saw the way you looked at it. You was waiting for me to jump to that trap. They set a good trap right there.
Then you underestimate what I think of you. I knew that you would not step into that trap. I did.
Thank you, sir.
No, you underestimate how I value you.
Dion's smile just got bigger and bigger there.
Jameis Winston has, besides Dan Marino, who's a Hall of Famer, and some may say like purely talent, is one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Dan Marino's the only one who's had more yards since they turned 25, before they turned 25, than Jameis Winston. He's number 2 on the list. Guy's a Hall of Famer.
And he's a Florida. He's a FSU guy, so I like it.
Yeah, there you go.
Can you please, and it may be illegal, record a conversation with Jerry Jones and be like, "What the hell's wrong with your team?" And I just want to hear what he says, and then we'll play.
Those guys are. This is what's wrong. Jerry's so good. Jerry's so great at what he does. He leads us to believe every year that they have a shot at the Super Bowl. And they don't.
Yeah.
So is he the
That's
problem?
how great
is
Jerry Jones
is Jerry Jones the
Jerry
problem?
Jones is certainly not the problem.
He's certainly not, or he is?
No, he's not the problem.
Then what's the problem?
He's the best owner in the game. He's the best owner in the game. He's not the problem. The problem is the guys on the field.
Wait, is he the best owner in the game, or is he the best GM in the game?
That's the problem.
Yeah, isn't he responsible though? He doesn't let the GM.
He is the GM.
No, I think one of the sons are the GM.
No, but that's okay.
Well,
I'm telling you.
Sure.
I'm telling you what it is.
Sure.
It really is.
And I've said on the show, if I was a GM, I would be calling the plays, but you got to take accountability if it doesn't work. He is the guy, and it goes all the way back to when they got rid of Jimmy Johnson. He just couldn't. The ego is too big.
He does have a gigantic ego.
Yeah.
Great owner, potentially should probably have somebody else be a GM.
I haven't seen a billionaire without an ego.
That's fair.
I'm sorry.
Also very fair.
I have not.
All right, Dan, let's talk about Sunday Night Football. The Bears at the Packers. Now, the Bears get the win. The Packers, which we talked about last week, Aaron Rodgers with the usual slow start, however, was very bad. They end up losing 23-7 versus the Vikings. But this game is very passionate for you, I would imagine.
Well, let's just say it's the 1-0 Chicago Bears versus the 0-1 Green Bay Packers.
Yes.
The Packers are at the bottom of the division right now. Bears at the top. I'm nervous for this game. This game is obviously, it's 2 times a year that I just get absolutely embarrassed online.
Let me say what Dan isn't saying.
Yeah.
My pick is the Bears.
Please.
this is set up for one of the great ass beatings of all time.
Yes.
You have Aaron Rodgers coming off a terrible performance, which he did week 1 last year. You have the Bears sliding through Soldier Field. They're 1-0. Aaron Rodgers owns Big Cat. He owns the Bears. He's mad. You couldn't ask for a better team to come into Green Bay if you're the Packers. They may beat them by 100, and he knows it, but he can't say it.
Well, he did say that he usually gets embarrassed a couple times a year.
Yeah, but this is a different Bears team. They're frisky. They're frisky.
This is not a different Bears team. It was a thunderstorm. It was all hell broke loose.
I'm sorry.
You got a quarterback doing hook slides in the end zone, and he was 8 for 17. Come on.
I'm sorry, Dion. Was the weather just for the 49ers, or were both teams playing in the same weather?
Yes, but the weather, when it's inclement like that, it benefits the home team. It benefits the home team.
Interesting.
This is going to be a murder.
Guess what the weather is supposed to be?
For lack of better terms.
Guess what the weather is supposed to be in Green Bay on Sunday night? More rain. Maybe the Bears are the greatest rain team of all time. Have you thought of that?
It might be.
Yeah.
If it rains,
I think everybody knows here we're heading to a massacre.
The Bears are winning this game.
He knows it deep down, too.
They're frisky.
In his eyes.
They're frisky.
Yeah, he's talking himself into it.
They're going to win.
I don't even know. No, they're not. You know they're not going to win.
Dion, I mean,
yeah, they are.
Aaron Rodgers has had slow starts, which we predicted. I think the difference is that he didn't have his normal guys to go to, a lot younger targets. Does that concern you with him at all?
No. That does not concern me. I mean, these guys get paid a handsome salary to do their darn jobs. They got to do their jobs. I mean, he put it on the money. They dropped a couple of them. The game would have changed if they'd have just caught the darn ball, run the proper routes. First of all, when I see the highlights that I saw for Aaron Rodgers and I saw him drop his head after he releases the ball, I'm thinking just by football knowledge, these guys are 1 or 2 yards too deep, too long, too short on the route. They're not getting the proper depth. Just like Dave said, this is going to be a beatdown.
Can you guys at least give me this, okay?
No, we're not giving you anything.
No, give me this. Because I know this probably won't go my way. But if the Bears go into Lambeau and beat the Packers, will you officially say that Aaron Rodgers is dead?
No.
No, I would never say that.
Okay, well, I will. He's going to die on Sunday night.
Well, won't you say, if Justin Fields go 2-0 and he beat Aaron Rodgers, won't you say Justin Fields is going to be the MVP like you just did Jameis Winston?
Agreed.
Won't you say that?
Well, they might split votes because I'm going to vote on both of them.
That would be a great storyline.
Listen, Justin Fields looked good in that second half. He was making plays. He was getting out of the pocket to make plays downfield.
He was 8 for 17. He was great.
If I lived in the Chicago area and had children, which I don't, I would not let them watch this game.
It would be that obscene for you.
I wouldn't.
That's a good one.
It's that not safe for their eyes.
That is a good one.
It's going to be so bad.
Well, at least you know.
For the Packers.
Oh, there it is.
I'm not giving up. Oh no,
Hey,
but I don't. No. We already have made the plans. We're gonna do the stream on Sunday here so that we can watch Sunday Night Football on PMT, so we can be recording with my guts being all over the ground, and people will just. Those are always. We could get the biggest guests in the world, but we'll have way more people tune in just to see my guts just
your dead body.
ripped out.
Yeah. People want to see your dead body. Let's go to one of the Monday Night Football games. It is a doubleheader. So this one is on ABC. The Vikings at the Eagles. Dion, I know that you, in the past few seasons, you were always taking the Vikings because you're your guy.
Maybe he's. I've never met him, but maybe he's just not a good coach, Mike Zimmer.
I mean, we just talked.
All we've
about
heard is how
Packers
great
game.
coach he was as he puts up L after L after L. Dion switches, goes against them. They look like the 85
He had the all-time
Bears.
best record in coaching history in Minnesota.
Well, we've talked about the Packers-Viking game last week. Obviously, the Vikings killed them. The Eagles, though, got the win against the Lions. What are you thinking for this game?
You know what? Vic Cat, I listened to him sparingly, and I really think I'm going to ride with him with the Eagles.
Yes.
I'm starting to like the Eagles a little bit. I've always liked Jalen Hurts. I didn't know if he could get him over the hump by throwing the football, but if he could run the way he ran, that subsidizes his insufficiencies with throwing the football. Justin Jefferson is a problem. He's a problem for the whole darn league. They got to find out a way how to deal with him. Just double him and just pray to God no one else gets off. But I like the Eagles at home for this game. I really do.
Dan, you mentioned them maybe winning the Super Bowl last week.
They are my Super Bowl pick. I have a substantial wager on them to win the Super Bowl, so I'm riding with the Eagles all year. This game to me, Kirk Cousins at night, prime time. They just looked incredible. Like you said, Dion, Justin Jefferson, he's maybe the best player in the NFL right now. Aaron Rodgers, by the way, told him that because he hates his own receivers that much. I trust the Eagles more at home. I think they can play a little ball control, and I don't trust Kirk Cousins when things don't look perfect. They looked perfect on Sunday against the Packers. I don't think they'll look perfect against the Eagles.
Dave?
I'm bringing in a gambling slant here. The Eagles are -2, slight favorites. To me, that is odd. They're basically saying it's a coin flip. I would have thought the Eagles would be 4 or 5 point favorites at home on Monday night. So I'm going to take the Vikings based on the fact I think that's a tricky line. So I'm going to take the Vikings to win this game. And maybe it's that old, addition by subtraction. You get rid of a coach, guys start playing.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, we're going to get to more games in just a little bit, but for now, we are going to our hashtag I Believe segment, which, of course, is Dion's slogan at Jackson State. Dion.
Tua is going to win again.
Yep.
And he's going to be one of the front runners after this week. They're going to be talking MVP in his name.
Wow. Welcome to
What
2-0,
are
my
you
friend.
smoking?
I am welcome to 2-0, Dion. We have agreed today for the first time.
Holy
I'm
cannoli.
happy to be with you.
Did you watch that game?
You're a good man.
Did you watch?
You're a good man.
Did you watch the Dolphins Patriots?
He's a winner. He's a winner.
He's not. He's a loser. He tried to get them back in the game. And I had Mac Jones, legacy quarterback. He hurt his back a little bit. I'm not an excuse guy, but I did obviously watch the Patriots game. And their first possession, the Patriots went down the field. They throw a kind of a go route to Devontae Parker in the end zone. He is held like you could be in jail in 7 states for what happened to him. They don't throw the flag. It's picked off, changed the tenor of the game. But Tua was not good. Tua is a panic guy. Tua puts the ball in play. So I'm not sold. That's crazy to me. I believe, and I'm wrong on so many different levels.
Yep.
But
you got there, right?
Yeah. This guy, Cooper Rush.
Yeah.
I believe the Cowboys will be better with him.
Oh my God.
Dak Prescott's so awful.
Stop it.
That's what I believe. I honestly believe they'll be better with him.
And if he plays that much better, would you continue to start him when Dak is healthy?
Yeah, Dak, I think, and I watch him. He may be the most overrated quarterback this league's ever seen.
Ever seen.
Ever.
Dion, you have to remember he lost a lot of money on the Cowboys. So
No, but
this
he's
is
been
coming
good.
This is coming from his gambling heart, not his...
Well, no, I watched the game. Like, you watched the game with
Baker
Hawkins.
Mayfield said hi. Baker
I don't think Baker was ever thought of like Dak.
No, he's only the number 1 overall pick. My bad. That's all.
Well, yeah, but that I don't consider Jamarcus Russell. I don't consider that like once you're in the league and playing, like Tony Mandarich. There's busts. A bust is not somebody who is in the league and people in the league. You're offering them those huge contracts like that.
Right.
Dan, we talked about this already, but the Eagles to win the Super Bowl was your I Believe. You're sticking with that. What do you have for week 2?
Since I'm going to go off what Dion said. If we're saying dark horse MVPs, I love the way the Giants use Saquon Barkley, and I thought Brian Daboll, injected some energy into that team. I think Saquon has said himself this is his prove it year. I think this is a big year for his career. So I'm gonna throw him in the dark horse. I think he had 160.
Did he have that?
8 all-purpose. Yeah, it was like 130 rushing, another 40 or so in the passing game. He was running routes all day. He was running angry. That 2-point conversion. He was running, or actually it was a touchdown to the final touchdown they scored before the 2-point conversion. He was running angry, just taking guys on. That's the Saquon that we all expected. I think you're going to get it this year.
Yeah, that was huge for him because it was like going into the season. It's like, why did we draft Saquon? Like he's not the guy we thought, but
Saquon is one of those guys that it's unfortunate where he got drafted because Saquon could be incredible and it still was a bad draft pick in terms of you shouldn't take running backs in the top 10 in today's NFL. But
That's
With
true.
that said, I still think he's a talented player, and this is his prove-it year where it's like, hey, I'm fully healthy. I got an offensive guy as my head coach. They're going to feature me, Saquon.
Let's get to the game time game of the week with Jersey Jerry. Score last-minute tickets on this week's Game Time Game of the Week or any sport, concert, or show with the Game Time app. Download the app, create an account, and redeem code football for $20 off your first order. Terms do apply. Jerry is on the tailgate. Dion, I'm going to turn you so we
Hey,
can
Dion.
all look at Jerry. Hi, Jerry. Welcome back.
How you doing, buddy?
Good. 1-0 on the Game Time Game of the Weeks. Pittsburgh had them. That was pretty easy, I think.
It was a crazy game.
Crazy game, but they were there the whole game. Didn't really get out of hand. Like I said, this team is great. The defense is great. Dion, hopefully you agree with that.
They were awesome.
They were
Jerry,
very, very good.
when do you turn from a Watt fan, or should I say just a Steeler fan, to just a Watt fan?
I'm just a Watt fan right now, pretty much.
Because, your reaction,
Oh, he was like, season's over.
you
Yeah.
look like they lost.
Yeah.
Is that when he kicked the microphone?
No, he
No.
was, that was a different play, but he was basically like, I was like, because I was whooping it up, I was like 1-0 club, and he was like, yeah.
Would you
season's
rather
over.
the Steelers win the Super Bowl, Watt's out for the season, doesn't play a snap, or Watt's MVP of the league?
MVP, that's not even a question.
Wait,
More
what?
than a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Jerry.
He's my favorite player of all time.
Yeah, but
Jerry.
he's-
That's
he-
crazy,
That's crazy.
Jerry.
Did anybody see the DM from TJ Watt to me recently?
I
yesterday?
did.
No, we hadn't seen it.
I did.
Yeah,
It
he
was-
just messaged me saying it
So,
was always
I'm
the
not
comeback.
sure you're. So let me rephrase. TJ Watt gets traded.
Yeah,
He's packed.
I'll
Jerry's
pack
packed
it up
already.
in Pittsburgh.
Really?
Yeah.
Jerry.
Jerry, you went viral for the video
Yeah, but
about
no-
the Steelers.
He's paid. He's not going anywhere. I don't even know why Dave's bringing that bad energy out, but he's paid. He's not going anywhere. If he does, I'll cancel the little Bubblegum Steelers podcast I got going on right now. I'll be done with Pittsburgh. Yeah,
How long have you been a Steelers fan?
whole life.
Oh my
5 years
God,
old.
Jerry.
Yeah.
And you've been a Watt fan for...
So in
5
the
years.
Pittsburgh Steelers history, let's say, I know Dion will not agree with this. In my opinion, there have been 4 Pittsburgh Steelers that have been just mega stars.
Okay, Mean Joe is number 1.
Correct. I agree with that. Also, I will say this: T.J. Watt being one of those 4, I think
Mel Blunt is 2.
he likes Mel Blunt. He was very
Who?
good.
Give us your
Whoa,
4.
wait,
Give us
Bradshaw,
your 4.
Bradshaw.
He don't know his 4.
Mean Joe Green. Okay. Bradshaw, Troy Polamalu, T.J. Watt.
No
Wait a
Big
minute,
Ben?
Oh my
You
God.
cried about Big
oh
Ben
my
last
God.
year.
Mel Blunt changed the game.
Wait. Who's the guy with the teeth in the middle of the
Jack
steel
Ham?
curtain? Jack Lambert, right?
Mike Webster?
Lambert. No. Because T.J. Watt, listen, I'll tell you this. He will go down as the best defensive player to ever play this football game. He will.
No, he won't.
Yes,
No.
dude. Yes, he will. He's on pace.
You know, there's a guy named LT, right?
Yeah, that.
well,
that-
he was
Yeah,
intoxicated
you know that
playing
guy.
football, which is illegal. You can't do that. So that definitely helped him.
Let me
Everybody
put it
got
this
named
way:
Ray Lewis.
if I would draft Dion before T.J. Watt.
I would too.
I
Really?
would draft Aaron Donald before TJ Watt.
I wouldn't do that.
Does this have to do with
I
your
would take
personal
Ray Lewis.
relationship?
I think it has to do with that a little bit
Yeah.
because we're actually friends now. So
You
That's
can't go against your
recent.
guy.
that's definitely recent for sure.
Jerry, I don't. That's crazy.
Okay.
So you look at what I did. Brady, best football player, period, of all time, right?
Yeah,
He,
100%.
He
he
didn't fall
went to
in the
Tampa.
Tampa, yeah.
I root for the Patriots. Beat them by 100 if they play. I went to jail for this guy.
I know you went to jail, but I don't think you've ever had a relationship with Tom Brady.
What does that mean?
He has.
You guys have talked.
Yeah.
And,
Okay, so
oh,
call
really?
TJ Watt. You have his phone number.
He don't have.
You walked into that.
don't
I mean,
have
they went to the
That
Kentucky
hurts.
Derby together.
I don't have
Yes.
his phone
That
number.
hurts.
I don't have his phone number. But he's
Well, what do you call
interacted
a
with me on
relationship?
Twitter. He DMs me. I just sent him a care package for
No,
merchandise.
he don't
I- Jerry-
DMs you. He DM'd you.
Jerry, you're emotional because he got hurt. This is stuff that you're going to want to take back.
But in the moment, you're staying
He's
loyal
gonna
to your
pack
guy.
up and leave.
I am loyal to my guys.
That's
I am.
it.
I'm done with my bubblegum
Listen,
podcast.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the podcast is struggling. Everything's struggling. Steelers might be struggling. That's what leads me to this pick right here.
So this is the Cardinals at the Raiders.
You should
Yes.
be as high as a kite right now after that win.
That's a ricochet shot.
Yeah, you can't
that's a ricochet
you can't
shot
say that.
for
You can't,
JJ.
yeah, you can't say that to Jerry.
Anyway, that was
Guy had
good.
a
Bring the
crack
Jerry
addiction.
podcast, okay?
Yeah, shout it out. Anyway, the Raiders versus the Cardinals. Cardinals looked bad last week. They really did. Secondary looked bad. They struggled to score until it was late in the game. Both teams are 0-1. Cardinals going into the Raiders Stadium. The stadium's going to be electric. Raiders are 5-2 against the spread in the last 7 games against Arizona. Cardinals defense is a catastrophe. They suck. This is going to be a blowout. The spread is 5.5. I'm going to say this. Wow. It's going to be 31-17. Raiders are going to destroy this team.
Is there anything T.J. Watt could ask you to do that you wouldn't do? If he's
Nothing.
like, I knew
You would murder?
I
Would you murder
would.
Dave?
Dave, and I can say this because this isn't airing until Sunday. He turned to me the other day and he was like, I think TJ Watt's coming to my son's birthday party. I was like, why? He's like, I don't know. I think Kenny's got something.
It was a prank.
Yeah.
It was
Duh.
It was a prank.
Of course.
You really thought he was going to?
Oh, I got pranked by a Twitter.
But
What
how
an
did
asshole.
you really
Dave,
think
he
was
said
coming?
that. He's like, I'm pretty sure TJ Watt's coming to my son's birthday.
Yes.
You know it's in season.
So it was
Jerry.
I know it was a burner.
well,
account on
Dion,
Twitter.
though, he is throwing an $8,000 birthday party for a 1-year-old.
Yeah.
You are?
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's my son.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's just like $100,000
It's not fair.
witness. It's
Not
just
fair.
going to lead to
I guess I'll
divorce.
learn.
It's way too much money for a 1-year-old.
I guess
I
will.
I'd
will
beg to
learn.
differ.
Well, I mean,
TJ Watt's going to my son's
would
birthday.
you?
I can't make fun. You look crushed.
I know.
I'm looking at your face. It's crushed.
How did you get pranked?
Okay, so I'm
no.
I'm friends with the Steelers PR guy, Burt Lawton. This guy was claiming he was Burt Lawton's brother, saying that, I'm the biggest Steelers fan in Pittsburgh. Everybody knows me. They love me. He sees that the birthday's coming up. He's seen it on the Dave Portnoy show. Dave talking about the birthday party. He's going to have TJ Watt exclusively go there. And I kept it under wraps. I didn't want to spill the beans. And I told Dan, I said, dude, he's going to come.
Oh, no.
He's going to come.
That's
How'd
exactly how
you
he
figure-
said it.
how'd you
That's
figure-
exactly how he
How'd
said
you
it.
figure
This
out it
makes
was a
me
prank?
sad.
How'd you figure out it was a prank?
Because of Dan.
Common sense.
I was going to sit here and ask you all the things that you would do for
I was-
TJ Watt, and now I just feel so sad.
Honestly,
I was
who-
literally-
whoever pranked you.
It's fucked
should
up.
Die.
Yeah, no, it
Yeah.
is. It's
So
fucked up.
mean.
Yeah,
but
Jerry, did it hurt?
Jerry told me, and he
sad.
he didn't even think that there was a chance it was fake until he told me, and I was like, dude, no, like that's
Jerry,
not
he's
happening.
in season.
I know it's
Jerry,
in
he's
season.
Like, how is he going to do that in season?
I get it. He's hurt, though. You know what I mean? So I figured, why can't he escape for a day?
I'm sorry.
Birthday's on a
Jerry.
Saturday. The game's on a Sunday. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
New
even
Jersey
more,
and,
right?
and
He's
Pittsburgh
not
aren't
gonna
that far from each other. Anyway, that's the game time game of the week. Raiders -5.5. I'm 1-0. I'm undefeated. I never lost this year so far during this pick. Raiders 5.5.
Well, thank you,
Great
Jerry.
job,
God,
Jerry.
that makes me really sad.
That whole segment was tough.
Yeah, Jerry, the way Jerry just looked at
was
the camera when
electric.
he walked off, it hurt me. Right?
No, I know. Like when he said he would do anything for TJ Watt, I was going to start really pressing, and I can't. I
think
just couldn't do it.
He would murder
I
somebody.
asked if he would murder
Yeah, he
you,
would
and
kill.
then
He
I
definitely
mean,
would kill.
oh, that's so sad. I feel horrible, but
Never
I
even
mean,
thought it was a possibility. It could be a prank until he told me. But that's what I'm here for. Little
just
common
a
sense.
reality
That's
check.
the way to crush it. Way to crush it.
Okay.
I did him
well-
a favor. Imagine if I hadn't said anything, and then on Saturday comes
Just
TJ
waiting.
Watt doesn't show up.
Well, at least his son would be young enough to where he wouldn't remember
Well,
Jerry
that's
crying.
why you say don't do the $8,000.
Yeah. Well, what's he spending? I should ask him.
I have the whole budget.
I looked at
It's
it, it
quite
was-
a lot.
I'd like to see it. Okay, so but his game time game of the week, the Cardinals at the Raiders. Dan, who are you picking?
Yeah, this is my pinky bet bowl. So every year, an 0-2 team that had Super Bowl aspirations, I call them dead. No chance they can win the Super Bowl, and if they do win the Super Bowl, I have to cut off the tip of my pinky. I've been doing it for like 5 years now. I
Yes.
don't know why I started it, but I've started it. I'm gonna die without a pinky, so that's just. I'm
You and
okay.
Ronnie Lott.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. So both these teams had Super Bowl aspirations. They're both 0-1. So the loser of this will be my pinky team. I'm taking the Raiders. The Cardinals are going to be my pinky team. They're not winning the Super Bowl.
No, the Cardinals looked terrible last week.
Cardinals look terrible.
Terrible. Dave?
Dan and I will be in Vegas. This game's in Vegas. He and I are calling Canelo Triple G, the trilogy.
Oh.
Yeah, great fight in
Wow.
Vegas. So
So by the
fight.
time this airs, you guys
yeah,
did a
the
great
R&R
job.
crowd, we will be out
job.
there, the full slate, so buy it on DAZN and listen to us call the fight. I like the Raiders here. I think the Raiders are going to end up being pretty good. Devontae Adams looked really good. So I like the Raiders here.
Dion?
You know how I feel about the Cardinals. I love their head coach, But that's about it. I don't like them, period. I just think they always start off great. They fizzle out. Now they're starting out bad. Hopefully they'll end up great. But I like the Raiders in this one.
Dion, you talk about Cliff Kingsbury really quick. Do you think that...
I like it. I really like Cliff Kingsbury.
Do you think if they have a bad season that he would get fired?
He probably will. But I'm going to tell you what hurt my heart, hurt my soul. When everything blew up and it said that they put in this contract for their quarterback that he had to study, that bothered me. Because how would that get out? So you're implying that you have a quarterback that's just playing off skill and he does not study. That bothered me tremendously because there has to be a little truth into that for that to even get out. Then they dispelled it as well. I don't like that whatsoever. So it's no longevity. The quarterback has a guaranteed contract. He don't even care any. He does care about the game because he wants to be great. But I like the Raiders in that. I do not like the Cardinals whatsoever. Offensively, defensively, I do not like them.
Yeah, that was a tough game for them last week. Let's get to the Rapid Fire Games of the Week. Rapid Fire is presented by Cross Country Mortgage. Players watch game film to prepare. Finding your dream home is no different. And Cross Country Mortgage is the partner that's prepped to put you in position to win. Reach out to us at ccm.com/Barstool. That's ccm.com/Barstool. ccm.com/Barstool. Equal housing opportunity, NMLS 3029. All loans subject to underwriting approval. NMLSconsumeraccess.org. Dion, I will start with you. The Carolina Panthers at the New York Giants. What do you got?
I'm not a Baker's guy, but guess what? I'm going to go with Baker Mayfield this week.
That's a stunning pick to me.
I know.
I really wouldn't have expected that out of Dion. I am going to go with my hungry dog runs faster philosophy this week, which will put me with Dion. Neither are the Giants a 2-0 team. No. Are the Panthers maybe an 0-2 team? Probably not. They're about the same. So water finds its level, Carolina.
Dan, you mentioned earlier about the Giants. You talked about going for the 2-point conversion. The Giants are all excited. Obviously, Baker lost in the revenge game. Where do you see this playing out?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Giants. I don't think the Panthers are good at all. I think they're a bad team.
Dave, the Colts at the Jags. We talked about the Colts tying with the Texans and the Jags losing to the Commanders last week.
So I watched that entire Colts game because Matt Ryan, I started him over Brady in fantasy, got more points. He had two drop touchdown passes, like easy, not tough catches, breadbasket catches. That Colts offense is kind of scary. They can run the ball. They got pretty good wide receivers. And if you let Matt Ryan have time, he will deliver it. I think the Colts are going to be a pretty good team. I like the Colts here.
Dan?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're picking spreads. I'd like the Jags +4, +4.5, but I think the Colts will win this game.
Dion?
Yeah, when it's even, I go with the better quarterback. And I'm going to ride with that. I like what Dave said, everything about Matt Ryan. The guy will get the job done, and he has a tremendous running game. I'm going with the Colts. I refuse to pick Jacksonville. Refuse to.
Dan, the Dolphins at the Ravens. Both teams getting a win last week. We've talked about Tua and the Ravens beating the Jets pretty easily.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Dolphins. I'm going to take the Ravens.
Okay.
That was stupid.
What happened in your head
No, because
there?
I was thinking, I was like, man, they got something going with this Mike McDaniel, but like, they just won a huge game against the Patriots. Vibes are high. The Ravens are they're a consistent, steady Eddie team. John Harbaugh has that team just like the same every single year, so I'll take the Ravens.
Dave?
I think both these teams are frauds.
Okay.
I think they'll both be in the playoff hunt, but never a threat to make any serious noise. I watched that too. I don't know what I'm watching because everyone's saying he sucked against the Patriots. But I was impressed by the Ravens. I mean, Joe Flacco with the Jets. I mean, this is inhumane. This is like when you have a horse, you shoot him and put him out of his misery. You got to do that to Joe Flacco. You literally, someone has to put him out.
59 times on Sunday.
He can't move. He's sitting there. He's getting spun around. So I don't put any stock in. They hung around a little bit. I'll take the Ravens at home, but nothing with this. To me, this is a pick'em. It's Ravens -3.5. I think it's a pick'em. I'll take. You know what? Fuck it. I'll take the Dolphins. I don't like either of the team.
Dion?
It's ironic that my two wonderful friends who I love to life mentioned nothing about Lamar Jackson. I cannot believe you mentioned Tua. We mentioned all the other quarterbacks. We mentioned everybody.
No, Dion, because
Lamar
this is
Jackson.
Lamar, this is where he gets his stats and stuff. If in the NFL, if you go 3 and out, like every single time and keep giving the ball back to someone with a pulse, eventually they're going to get things going. That Flacco Jets offense, they can't gain 5 yards. So I would hope eventually he can put up some points. It wasn't that easy, so I don't give him any credit. None. And I hate that I have to trash Lamar because I actually like him, like his competitive spirit, which for me is a lot. Like I think he really wants to win. I respect the hell out of what he's doing with the contract negotiations. I respect that he's his own agent. I like everything about him. I just don't think he can throw a football. And that's a problem when you're a quarterback.
It is, yeah. That's kind of the main job.
And that's the reason I'm picking him, because he's going to throw the heck out of that football that he can't throw at home versus the Dolphins. I like the secondary of the Ravens. I think they're going to be able to keep those fire engines from getting downfield vertical. This week, I like Lamar Jackson and the Ravens because every game he plays and wins, the cash register says cha-ching. And I like that because he bet on himself.
Genius move by you. You've played both sides of the fence so perfectly here. You have Tua being in the MVP conversation after 2 weeks, and you pick the Ravens.
Yeah, that was a masterclass. Yeah. That was.
I'm the only one who watched every snap of that Patriots-Dolphins game. I had to have been because he was not good.
Speaking of, let's talk about the Patriots at the Steelers, Dave. Uh-oh.
No, listen. Something just flashed. It may have been my brain. I am now in the evaluation stage of my New England Patriots fandom. I will still pick them every week. I will never not pick them. You have to start evaluating. Okay, maybe we're not a Super Bowl contender. I'm not saying we are or aren't, but I'm evaluating. I stand by that flag that the ref threw on the first drive to Parker in the end zone, changed the whole tenor of that game. But, you know, the sack with the missed assignment, Mac Jones hurt his back. I think he's okay, is what I'm seeing. Steelers are banged up. I'm going to take the Patriots, but I am evaluating.
We're in the evaluation
And
period.
I will say this. I've also said this. I was talking to somebody. If the Patriots never win another Super Bowl the rest of my life, you'll hear no complaints from me. You'll have no complaints from me.
You had a good run.
Yeah, you had a great
run.
run.
You're saying you had a good run.
Not a good run, the best run in the history of the NFL.
I mean, the sign is right there. It's Brady, Belichick, and Portnoy.
And you can close your eyes and just replay that run.
Correct.
Yes.
And I had it at precisely the right time with everything with Barstool. So I don't get as low probably as other fan bases because I still have those moments and I'll cherish them forever. So I'm in the evaluation stage.
Okay. Dan?
Good.
I can't remember what I picked on advisors. I did?
Pick up some bull, Joe.
Okay, then I guess I'm going to stick with the Patriots because it's basically a pickup.
Oh,
I don't want to go against myself. I think I switched.
that.
Whatever, TJ, watch advisors. I might have switched last second to the Steelers. Whatever my pick there was, my pick here is.
Okay.
Give me the Patriots.
Officially.
Yes.
That's the way to cover yourself on both sides of the fence.
No.
Good job.
I don't.
Usually
I want to
when
be.
you sit on the fence and you fall, something gets hurt.
Unlike you, Dion, I don't want to pick both sides of a game. I can't remember.
I pick one team. I may compliment another team, but I pick one team. Like right now,
me too.
I thank you guys because I'm picking the Steelers. Guys, let me tell you something. I don't even know the darn quarterback, but Mike Tomlin is a bona fide winner.
Yes,
I don't know how
agreed.
he does it. I love how he does it. His consistency with getting those guys ready to play, especially the defensive side of the ball, is phenomenal. I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers at home because I do not like what I'm seeing with the Patriots or what I saw last week from the Patriots.
Dion,
Not whatsoever.
Dion, again, we do like a billion shows on Wednesdays. My brain is complete mush. Advisors was taped like 15 hours
took the
ago.
Patriots.
But I think I might have switched.
Did you?
No problem. I've been here since 4:15.
What I'm saying
I'm
saying is, whatever my pick was there.
You are staying consistent.
Correct.
Okay. So
It
and the
was
advisors.
TJ fully.
Patriots.
I kind of want to switch to the Steelers, but I'm not going to.
It was the New England
And
Patriots.
also, by the way,
Okay.
the Patriots could run the ball. All right, let's see.
Well, my pick, and now I'm remembering it now they said it, it's the angle teams that went to the playoffs that are 0-1 playing against 1-0 teams.
Okay.
That's a good bet week 2.
So
That's
Patriots is
Yes.
why. Okay. Dion, Jets at Browns.
I like the Browns. I'm not even going to belabor the point about the Jets. I think the Jets are horrible as ever.
Yep.
I'm going with the Browns.
Dave?
Who is the Jets' backup quarterback?
We have no idea.
Mike White,
He's got whoever that is
maybe still.
has to be the most insulted guy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you can't beat out Joe Flacco,
I'm telling you, he's doing a cry for help. The fact that he switched his number to 19, what I like, the analogy I used was, you know how those tweets always go viral, like, what would you tweet if you were kidnapped? What would Joe Flacco do if he was kidnapped? He'd change his number to 19. He wants someone to save him.
that was sad.
I have no idea what he just said.
No, he's right.
Yeah.
He may be
Like, blink if you're being kidnapped.
He's kidnapped by the Jets, and he's like, he told his wife, like, hey, if you ever see me in number 19, like, call the cops. And he's wearing number 19 now.
Jets backup quarterback.
It's like his safe word.
Yes.
On his jersey.
Who?
Yeah.
It's Mike White, yeah. He had
Listen,
that crazy game last year against the Colts.
I'm taking the Browns. And I actually think the Browns can be sneaky this year, to be honest. I think their defense is pretty salty. They can run the ball. I think they win this game easy. I just can't believe Joe Flacco's starting quarterback.
Dan?
Yeah, it's the Browns.
Yeah,
Easy.
Easy. Okay, I'm going to come back to you, Dan. The Commanders at the Lions.
I like the Lions in this game. The only thing that makes me nervous is their favorites, and the Lions seem like
First
a team.
time in, like, I saw some stat, seasons.
I talked to Detroit Don, my guy, Lions fan. Let me see what he said. He had a line about the Lions. But I'm taking the
24
Lions.
consecutive games as underdogs.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
That's insane. So he said the Lions will be a disruptor in the division.
Okay.
Oh.
Kind of like that. So I'm taking the Lions.
Dave?
This is, and you could go hungry dog. Listen, I am not going to bet on a team that is favored or pick a team that is favored for the first time in 24 games. That seems stupid. I'll take Washington.
Dion?
I'm with Dave on this one. It's just something inside of me just saying there's no way you're going to take the Detroit Lions. It's no way. I just can't fix my mouth to do it. I cannot do it, even though the Commanders aren't great whatsoever. I just can't get myself to take the Lions.
That was, by the way, that Lions game is basically what they do with that coach every single time. They get smoked, and then they refuse to quit, and they mount a furious comeback that falls short.
Speaking of teams you refuse to pick, Dion, the Falcons at the Rams. We talked about the Rams having a horrible game on Thursday Night Football last week. The Falcons losing to the Saints. Are we still sticking with your Atlanta thought process?
You have no idea how great I felt watching the Falcon game. And I knew in my heart that they weren't going to take me up on the merry-go-round or the roller coaster and drop me like they normally, because I didn't go for it again this year. But had I gone for it, they would have taken me up and did the same thing to me that they do every year. But I'm off them. I'm going with the Rams. It's impossible for the Rams to go on to and lose to the Falcons simultaneously. There's no way.
I think this game will be close. I actually thought the Falcons looked good. I thought Mariota looked good. The running back, who I don't know who that is, I thought he
Patterson.
Was he the running back the entire time?
Yeah, he was awesome. He's awesome.
So I thought they had some spunk. And Mariota's run the ball a decent bit, but the Rams, not versus spread, Rams win. But I think this game's going to be close. Yeah. I actually bet on the Falcons last week and won.
Dan?
Yeah, I can see it being close as well, but the Rams are going to win. The Falcons are just – so the stat was in the last 3 years, there's been 5 teams that have blown a lead of 15+. 3 out of 5 of them are the Atlanta Falcons. So they've done it 3 times. The rest of the league's done it twice.
Very gross.
Terrible.
28-3.
So Seahawks at 49ers. We talked about the Seahawks game last week and if they would boo Russell Wilson or not. They did a little bit. And they won that game, 17-16 versus the Broncos. The 49ers, again, Dan, losing to the Bears. So what are you thinking?
Yeah, this is another one that I go back to with the Patriots pick. Playoff team, 0-1 versus a 1-0 team. Take that playoff team from last year. So the 49ers are going to pummel the Seahawks. And I did this rant, and I'll keep it quick. Geno Smith, happy for you, dude. When you say afterwards, they wrote me off, I didn't write back, I'm okay with writing Geno Smith off. He's like 14-21 as a starter. He just, I think, got the more TDs and interceptions in his career. He got punched in the jaw because he was a bad teammate. I think he has a DUI pending from January. I'm
Oh my
okay.
God.
I'm okay where I'm standing, writing Geno Smith off. Happy for him, but keep me in that camp of writing him off.
Dion, what do you think about that?
Whenever someone lifts someone up, you know they're going to drop them.
No, I didn't lift him
thank you
up.
for that,
I
Chuck.
didn't lift him
I
up.
mean, thank you for putting him on the Christmas tree and push the Christmas tree over.
I didn't
and the
lift him
ornament
up.
fell. Thank you for doing that. I like Geno. I told you guys I like Geno. And let me tell you something.
You like everybody. You like everybody.
I don't love him. I mean, I like him, but I don't love him. I'm not totally sold on the offense of the 49ers right now. I'm just not. I know it was a storm, but I'm not sold on Trey Lance. He's going to be great. But right now, I don't know if he's ready. I think 5 games, 6 games into it, he'll be ready. But I'm going to ride with Seattle again.
This Bears defense is going to make a lot of teams look stupid.
I'll take the 49ers, but I think Trey Lance stinks. Largely because I think he's the Green Bay guy, but I still think he stinks.
You think he's Jordan Love whenever you hear the name? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Dave, the Bengals at the Cowboys. You've talked about the Cowboys, but you do like Cooper Rush. And Joe Burrow for the Bengals had like a historically bad game last week.
If Mac Jones did that, he'd be in prison. I heard very few people talking about how poorly Burrow played, and he played horribly.
I mean, it was quite literally historically bad.
He did.
He
did.
Really bad.
I will take the Bengals here. I do think they are a Super Bowl contending team. He didn't really play at all in the preseason.
No,
right?
he his appendix burst.
Yeah,
so surgery.
I do think it's tough to do that in football walk on, but they're just too loaded, too much talent, and I think he's a winner. So in the Cowboys, I think they're going to keep this game closer. I like them from a betting perspective, but the Bengals win.
Dan?
Yeah, Bengals, easy.
Dion?
I think it's going to be easy.
Oh, it's going to be
changing course on this one. I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys because I think a lot more focus, a lot more attention to detail. I feel like the Dallas Cowboys are going to have a game plan which definitely suits their quarterback, which is going to be better for them totally and not just.
So you think Dak sucks?
No, I don't think Dak sucks. I think the game plan is going to change tremendously for the strengths of the team and their quarterback. When Dak is in there, you can do so many things instead of doing some things that you should be doing.
Who's the guy, the cornerback for the Cowboys?
Newman?
Trayvon Diggs.
Oh.
Is that right? No. What's his name?
You mean cornerback?
Yeah, Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah, Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah.
He's going to
he's
get
gonna have his,
roasted for like an
He's gonna have his
80-yard
work cut out.
Jamar Chase touchdown. Because
they're not going to leave him. They're not going to leave him alone. I
Dion,
promise you, they won't
he
leave him alone
takes
all day.
risks. Jamar Chase will be running. You'll be sitting there on Sunday, and they'll go to red zone, and it'll be like, and here's Jamar Chase, 70 yards, no one near him.
What was your guys' take on the back and forth between Fournette and the Penn State linebacker?
Micah Parsons is wrong.
No, I thought Fournette was wrong. I think the hit that Fournette had on Parsons should be illegal.
What?
But
it's not.
I want everything to be legal. I think you should be able to Chuck Cecil people. I watch for blood, guts, and people. Yeah, I like that's what I watch for. But in this league of you can't hit defensive, he wasn't even looking, and he
it's
crushed
a chip
him.
block though.
Okay, how is a guy defenseless and he has on a full garment of equipment? I don't agree
All
with
right,
the
then let's go.
defenseless thing.
All right.
If they have on equipment, they're not defenseless.
But if he had hit him in the head,
But I agree with that type of. I want that for football.
But
I
you're
want
saying what happened
I want
is
that for
illegal.
But in this new era
chip block.
where but he's engaged and you can't. He destroyed him.
if they want to
If
make
he's
it illegal, that's
engaged,
fine.
if he's engaged, you can't hit him, from the blind side. If he's engaged,
He was
that's not
engaged.
legal.
He was
Well, it's
engaged.
not-
That
it's not legal.
Parsons rushing the passer with an offensive lineman, and Fournette came up and destroyed him, and then bragged about it. And Parsons I
Was
wasn't
it a
even.
chip? I didn't say it. Was it a chip
was a
block or
chip.
he just destroyed?
No, it
a
was
chip
a chip.
Chip is legal. A chip is legal.
That wasn't a chip. Is not. This was not a chip. This was a destruction.
Well, he should have been looking.
Well, do we have it?
I'm trying to find it.
Hey, a chip is a chip.
He was right. He was looking. That's a chip.
He was not
He
looking.
He shed the left tackle and then was coming around the
No
corner.
way was he looking.
He was coming around the corner.
Listen, I just think defensive guys, you can't do anything. You can't touch the quarterback. You can't touch anybody, but you can fucking tee off on a guy like that. I say let them all tee off.
Yeah, if you're going to let somebody
They're all
tee off, they should all-
gladiators.
okay.
It's like entering the UFC.
I thought he was coming around the corner.
I don't know. I thought that was a cheap. I'm not cheap, but bragging about it. It's like the guy wasn't even looking at you.
Let's talk about the Texans at the Broncos, Dan.
Yeah, Broncos are going to kill the Texans. That was embarrassing what happened there on Monday night. I also love just a little trend I like to play. I love taking the Broncos in September, Mile High. The heat and the altitude combined wreaks havoc on opponents.
Dave?
I will take the Broncos as well.
Dion?
I do not want to take the Broncos, but I'm going to take it. This is my safe bet right here. This is my safe pick, not my bet. This is my safe pick. I would normally want to take the Texans, but I'm going to go with the gang and take the Broncos.
That was Dion's annual. Doesn't make any sense what he just said.
Yeah, I know, but that was my safe pick.
Right.
That was my safe.
What we landed on is that he's
my
taking,
safest pick.
Yeah, what we landed on was that he's going with the Broncos. All right, Dion, last game of the week, the second Monday Night Football game. It's on ESPN, the Titans at the Bills.
It's hard for me to think the Tennessee Titans will go on 2. But the Buffalo Bills, they have a good team. And I'd be darned if I'm going to be the one to pick against them after the way they played a week ago. I'm going with the Bills.
Dave?
I think the Bills are the best team in the NFL. I will take the Bills.
Wow.
Yep.
Right.
Bills.
Bills.
I mean, that crowd is going to be fucking awesome. 8:30
Crazy.
p.m., Monday Night Football. They're going to drink all day long. Or no, it's 7:15, whatever.
Yes.
They're going to drink all day
Doesn't
long.
matter.
It's Buffalo. Who cares?
I
It
love
could be in the
watching
morning and they wouldn't.
Von Miller and that other guy's reaction to the Josh Allen stiff arm was great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Josh Allen looked awesome, too.
He is awesome. I've been
Yeah.
saying that for years.
You have.
A lot of experts, a lot of guys who played this game. I had to really teach them about Josh Allen.
Nobody on this panel, though, right?
Well,
No.
DraftJoshAllen.com.
yeah.
No, he's a good guy. Not the best, but he's good.
We're getting there. All right, let's get to the primetime pick of the week presented by the Chevy Silverado. We know that every team starts the season undefeated. For the first month, everyone has a shot, but one team has already won it all. That team is Chevy, and its star player is the Silverado. It's always truck season here at the Pro Football Show, and now it's also tailgate season. And what better way to roll up to a tailgate than in a Chevy Silverado boasting a larger, more functional bed than any other competitor? You and your Silverado will own tailgate season in style. Silverado, the ultimate tailgate flex. Head over to Chevy.com to learn more about the Chevy Silverado. So we talked about this off the top of the show. We've officially decided that you guys technically lost, even though it was a tie, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Dave and Dion took the Colts. They tied against the Texans. Dan took the Broncos, who lost to the Seahawks, but we're wiping it clean.
Yeah, so these teams, you can use them. You could use the Colts and Broncos.
so we're completely
Yeah, no, I
starting
think we
over.
just pretend that week 1 was preseason.
Week 1 did not count.
Yeah.
Because he lost.
You guys didn't win. You have to survive to win. You have to win the game. That's
I
how it
look
all
at
So
it-
we
plays.
were running the track meet, and Dave and I finished neck to neck, and we were holding hands going across the finish line, and you were 10 yards behind.
Yeah.
How can you be in the race?
And by nature of Survivor, like if you are not dead, you are alive. We did not lose, hence we are
Right.
alive. We are surviving.
That is
You're-
technically by the
you're
definition
dead.
correct, yes. But I think in real Survivor pools in Vegas,
Listen, we'll throw him a bone. We'll do it that way.
so he gets a mulligan.
Because we
Yeah.
can.
Okay,
We
so-
all get a
so
mulligan.
everybody gets a
Even though we
mulligan
don't
here.
need a
The
mulligan.
contestant, I'm looking at official rules from a pool that's run by Vegas. The contestant loses if the team ties.
Each pool probably has different rules.
Okay, I'll find another
different
pool.
So it's like a house
My
rule.
pool.
So what? So
Yeah,
the
my
but the
pool.
house rule is okay. So from now
Moving
on,
forward, a tie is, I think, advances.
No. I think we keep with this.
Fine,
The
whatever.
tie is a
When you're a
loss.
kid, they said a tie goes to the runner, and Dave and I was running.
This is
One guy
this is
came
an
in last.
article from Yahoo. Colts tie Texans after comeback
Now
falls
we're gonna
short, leading
believe
to
Yahoo.
huge
I don't believe
survivor
Yahoo.
pool blow.
I don't believe it.
When did Yahoo become the gospel?
Yahoo.
Fair,
so
safe. Fair
so
point.
technically it's
Whatever.
the
let-
Barstool House rules,
we'll
Dave.
move it forward.
we'll go.
A tie.
I'm picking the Rams. Let's do that.
Okay, Rams,
I'm taking the Browns.
Browns.
I'm taking the Browns as well.
Okay, so moving forward, a tie is still a survive.
No, a
it's
tie
out.
is dead.
Oh.
That's the
Moving
rule.
Tie
forward.
is
You
dead.
have to
moving
win.
forward.
It's your bet to win.
Okay.
Because if we bet
Well,
this
then we
to
should
win,
call it a bet to win contest, not a survive contest.
How can the guy that lost call the rules?
I'm just looking up the rules. If I had read the rules from Yahoo the other day and it said everyone advances, I would tell you guys the truth and say everyone advances. I saw it.
Good.
I was curious myself because I knew that's a weird thing. Like I didn't even know you guys. I forgot you guys had
You know
picked
what?
this. I was
You're
curious.
gonna
I
be
looked
the
it
guy
up.
who You're going to give your kid a trophy when he loses. You're the kind of guy that's going to do that. See, Dave and I is going to sit our.
You guys want a trophy for tying?
Look, right here, Action Network. Survivor pools and the free-to-play contest stipulate that a contestant who picks a team that ties does advance.
What? Let me see that.
Everybody has different rules on this, so we just need to come up with. Yeah, we need to just come up with the Barstool rules.
Loses if they
but the guy that lost cannot be.
Don't touch my phone. Right here.
Don't touch his phone. Do not touch his phone.
Children, I'm telling you.
Those aren't the real pools. Go scroll up.
What are you talking? It says
this
is a direct
quote. Do not touch his phone.
What's the paragraph above it? Right there.
Do not touch his phone.
There are two different rules.
They're children.
That's why it has to be stipulated. They're different pools. Some pools they advance, some they don't. Some they do, some they don't.
My phone.
When people ask me, how do you host these shows? I'm like, I feel like I'm babysitting sometimes. This is one of those things. I don't know what to do.
Well,
you have to win the game.
Down the road.
You have to win the game, Dave. You would never accept a fucking free-to-play that people jerk off.
I hope Dan Kidd is watching because he's going to have a lot of trophies.
Again, you would give a tie to... If you tied a game, you'd give a trophy to your son.
No.
But that's
not a tie. He gets to participate again, but he's not going to get a trophy.
Your son didn't even have to compete for the starting job.
Oh, wey. All right, well, now we're lashing out.
By nature of the word.
Damn. The reason because they got rid of all the other quarterbacks.
Yeah. by the nature of the word survivor, we survive, period. Like if you're in a game and you're not losing, you're alive.
That is true, yes. If it was the Hunger Games, you would still be alive.
If you never...
Put a poll up. Just put a poll up.
Yeah,
put a poll up.
If you enter the playoffs and you are never losing, that means you have a chance to win the Super Bowl. Period. You survive.
So
if your kid comes in dead last and Dave and my kid tie, your kid does not get to participate anymore.
Listen,
we redo it.
We'll move forward. Yeah, you're a redo guy. That's fine. We'll move forward. That's fine. We'll move forward.
The don't touch my phone thing is just an all-time.
That's the best one. Can somebody send me that clip because I need that?
Yeah,
I need to put that on my screen.
Do
not touch my phone.
I feel like I had to like turn around in the car and be like, "Can you guys settle down?" So we'll put it out. We'll see what the people say. As of right now, a tie is.
I don't care. Whatever. Kick me out. I don't care.
All right. Well, no, we're moving forward.
A tie though advances moving forward.
Okay, we're moving forward. We're all learning from this. Anything else before we let go? No, that's it. You guys gonna be okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Be great.
All right. Have
football on TV. Everything's great.
Have a great Sunday, and we'll be back next week.